Welcome to Subramani. Today I'm going to talk to you as if assuming that you're a financial advisor, and this is as much applicable to you if you were an investor also. As a financial advisor, have you wondered why some clients take a long time to take a decision and frustrate you to the point that you feel that they're being indecisive, right? You have felt this, right? So let us look at it from the client's point of view. First of all, any financial decision with long-term implications is not easy. You need to have some basic math ability to think about what you need 20 years, 30 years later, which is not very easy, and the basic trust whether this thing will work. Ultimately, what every investor and every financial advisor is hoping is that they have a crystal ball which shows very clearly what is going to happen in equity markets, in debt markets, in real estate, and their own life, right? So they need you, but however, when you're taking the decision, you have none of this data. You're only guessing that equity will do better than debt, or real estate will do better than equity, or whatever. Based on that, you have to take a decision today. The data that is available to you is past data with a clause saying that the past does not mean what the future is going to be the same, right? All of us have seen that in the mutual fund thing, that the past performance is not an indicator of future performance. So you do not know that. Third, they do not know how much to trust the advisor's skill and how much to trust the advisor's integrity. That is again something which they do not know. Fourth, it is a complex decision. Financial decisions in life are complex. So complex decisions are easily postponed, right? So the easiest thing to do is to say, not today, today I'm busy, can we meet day after tomorrow, or something like that, which means let me just get rid of it, right? So that kind of a thing. And financial advisors and the financial community has not made it very easy with an amazing range of products, right? Large cap growth, large cap value, mid cap growth, mid cap value, flexi cap, multi cap. Believe me, if I were not in this field, all this would sound like jargon to me, and it is absolute shit the way the mutual fund industry and the life insurance industry keeps throwing products at people with absolutely no clarity, even for the fund manager, about what that fund is going to do. I mean, every fund house runs 40, 50, 60 funds, and they will not be able to explain the difference between fund A and fund B. It is almost impossible for the financial advisor to know why this fund versus that fund. So with all this uncertainty, is it very surprising that people are delaying the decision making, right? First question. Second, try dealing with a mutual fund house where you don't know anybody and you can't pull rank or anything, and see how painful it is. So people say, I would rather not deal with a fund house. Let me keep my money in a bank deposit. Is it so small that I have to invest, right? This is the first question which people like to ask. So we have made things complex, we have made things confusing, and people feel that there is absolutely no need to invest through these people who will keep telling you, no sir, your PAN number is not updated, your Aadhaar card is not updated, sir, signature is slightly different. No, but for you to cancel that old account, you have to bring the old check copy. I mean, it's a nightmare the way you deal with a mutual fund. I'm very surprised that people are doing direct investing, albeit they're doing it online, but still they have no clue how complex our BFSI has made things for people. So given all this, second, given conflicting data, what you told them 5 years back or 7 years back may be very different from what you're telling them now. Their children might be growing up and getting educated, daughter doing CA, daughter doing CFA, daughter working in a mutual fund, right? So there again, there is some conflict of information coming, conflict of data coming, own past performance where your mid cap fund has done well but the large cap has not done well. So again, you're a little worried. as a client saying, "Arey, but this fellow said large cap and mid cap will both do well or both do badly. How come one is doing well and one is not doing well?" Right? With all this confusion, I'm very surprised that they're even able to decide whatever they can. So what can you do as an advisor and what can you do as an investor? As an advisor, break up giving data for 2 years, 3 years at a time and say, in the long run, it is assumed that if you do not stop your SIPs for whatever reasons, equity is likely to do better than debt. However, in the short run, these things might change. Real estate might outperform equity over the last 2 years, 3 years, next 2, 3, 5 years. But over 7 years, equity might outperform real estate. But then you also understand that these are broadly true, but specific cases could be very different, right? If your neighbor's flat comes up for a sale, you might be willing to pay a premium because you want that neighboring flat, right? So when something like that happens, then the question is, why is real estate doing better than? I mean, the real estate is not really doing better than equity, but you were willing to pay a premium for this property. So in the last 2 years, since real estate had not gone anywhere, next 2 years real estate may do well, right? So give them all the options, tell them what can go wrong, tell them what will go right, tell them why not investing in any fund is far more dangerous than investing in the wrong fund, right? Also tell them that things can go wrong, what can go wrong, what can be liquid, why it is absolutely necessary to keep some cash in the bank and not everything can be kept in liquid account, simply because you don't know if something could go wrong with that fund in that account for that particular day. Maybe for 3 days it's the fund is immobilized, it is unable to remove money. Franklin Templeton, 1 year, people were not able to remove money from funds like ultra short and low duration, right? So these things can go wrong. Tell them what can go wrong, tell them what can go right, tell them over 20 years many funds have created a lot of wealth for a lot of people, right? Tell them all that, give them data, reassure them, and still let them take a decision on their own. Don't push them, right? You wouldn't like to be pushed, right? Then they have to believe that what the advisor is telling them is true. They have to believe what the advisor is telling them is in their interest. They know that the advisor is making money on this transaction, but they should feel that their well-being is far more important than the money that he makes. Till they don't get the feeling of all this, they will not listen to you and they will not be in a hurry to decide. Like when your tooth aches, you would want to go to the dentist, but when you were a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, you went to your mother. You thought your mother would be able to solve all your problems, but later on you realized in life that to solve your problems, yes, people have to love you. The person who is dealing with you has to really like you, at least, if not love you, has to have the competence, has to have the integrity, and has to make money doing this. He will not do it gratis, right? He will not do it free, but the money that he makes should be far lesser than the money that you make, and it should be, your interest should be put much above the money that he makes, right? It is not impossible, but if you think he should do it free because somebody else is doing it free, it is wrong. And if you think you can find the answers on Google, you should go to Google. You should not ask an advisor for saying, I read this on Google, is this right? Then it has to be your advisor. It cannot be some random advisor who has to clarify your Google doubts, right? So check out all this as an advisor, what you should do, and as an investor, what you should do. Only when the both of you or the two of you agree with that can a transaction really happen, right? Thank you.